And we're back after a brief break. Now we're going to get knee deep into politics, and you're going to hear also from the powerful, hard-hitting Homero Villarreal here in a little bit on his op-ed. I like to think of him as the political Andy Rooney of our show. But right now we're going to talk about a very, very important thing. And first of all, register to vote. Your vote is your voice. Si no votas, no puedes quejar después. Es muy importante registrar a votar y también a tener una carta de identificación, porque ahora, como nunca, quieren dar prejuicio a nuestra cultura, a nuestras personas aquí que quieren votar. Bring your ID. Have everything ready, have a license or another governmental ID when you go to vote. If you don't have one, get one now. Don't wait till the time comes. So we're going to start off again with Judge Balderas. Welcome back.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Let's start off here. Your precinct, what number is it, and who do you preside over the community?
My precinct is Precinct 1, Place 3, which I'm now presiding. I've been there for 3 terms. I'm going on my 4th now. So I preside everything from the northwest all the way up to Everhart, which consists.
Oh my gosh!
It's a big area. There's 3 judges in 1 precinct. It's the biggest precinct in this county, Nueces County, and there's only 2 counties in the state of Texas that has 3 JPs, and this is one of them. And we cover everything from the Molina, Calallen, Toloso, Cunningham. Weber area, the Shannon area, everything, North Beach area, Ocean Drive. We cover a big area.
So you have one of the biggest precincts.
One of the biggest precincts.
And so it's a lot of work campaigning when you do pull an opponent.
Yes.
You know, my understanding is that your opponent has a record service, and there may have been a clash of sorts where he was in front of your court and maybe perhaps was dissatisfied with the result and then consequently ran against you. That's my understanding. I may be incorrect in that assumption.
Well, he's been in my court, and my understanding from what I have gathered is that apparently I have to make a ruling.
Of course.
And I'm fair and impartial, and apparently he wasn't satisfied with the ruling or how I ran my court.
Okay, and so I guess he's under fire right now for that. The motivation for serving is more, his purpose to serve is more of a business purpose. But from a judicial standpoint, if you own a business that is affected by a court, can you still own that business? You know the ethics as a judge.
Right. This job to begin with, Joe, is a 24-hour job.
Right.
It's not a part-time job or anything like that.
Do you own several businesses, or are you a full-time judge?
I am a full-time judge. I have no businesses. I want to have no conflict whatsoever. I do strictly judicial. That's what I do. And I'm there for the people, Joe. None whatsoever. I have no conflict whatsoever. I'm own a business or part owner. None whatsoever, Joe.
If somebody gives you a call at 3 in the morning and says, Judge, this is an emergency hearing, a case, or you're ready.
I'm ready, Joe. Usually I would get a lot of calls middle of the night from police officers. They need a search warrant or might need a felony warrant signed. That something happened, maybe a homicide, aggravated robbery, something. They need to get a hold of a judge, and I'm always available. They know my number. They can get a hold of me. I've even come to the courthouse and say I'm doing something. I drop what I'm doing because I see they need my services, and the public need my services, and I'm there, Joe.
Well, let's go back to law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
You honor those officers because you, in fact, were a part of their brotherhood.
I did 28 years in law enforcement, Joe.
What did you do?
With Nueces County Sheriff's Department. I started first as a correctional officer and worked my way with, back then was Johnny Mitchell was a sheriff, back in 1975.
Wow.
And then I worked under Salomon Ortiz. He became our sheriff. And then after Salomon, Hickey became our sheriff. And then after Hickey was Luby, and then Larry Olivares. And that's when I got elected, I became a judge. But I worked under 5 administrations, Joe. And I was an administrator also. I was also a patrol captain. And I also worked in the courts. I became a security officer, and I attended as a bailiff with all the judges, district and county court judges. I was their bailiff at one point or another. So I was familiar with the course, Joe. You know, when they put me out there, the courthouse security, I went out there not only also to provide security, but to learn how the process was being run. You know, and that's where I got a lot of my experience, Joe.
Well, and you met a lot of the public and your followers and those
Yes.
supporters, your forces, as they were in politics.
Exactly.
But your sons are in also, they've been bailiffs in
been bailiffs.
trials that I've had that have kept order. Tell me about your sons.
I have two sons that were in law enforcement. And my oldest son, Robert Jr., he started first back with Judge Rosarella, and then he joined the Sheriff's Department. And then Randy, my youngest son, was also worked with Judge Terry Chamsey as a bailiff. And then he came out and worked at the jail. And then now he's working for Port Aransas Law Enforcement as a
That's
deputy
wonderful.
constable. And then my middle one, before he worked for the cable, he likes to work outside. With Time Warner, this is going to be a Time Warner.
Yeah, 100,000 households strong in Nueces County.
Exactly. And I have a daughter also, who she has three grandsons. I mean, one grandson and two granddaughters. And she stays at home and, you know, provides for them, for the kids and stuff and everything, because she's still a mom and stuff like that. And then my other son, well, of course, Robert moved on. He's working in the oil field now. But he still kept up with credentials. And he says, Dad, Dad would never give up. You know, it was something that made me so proud, Joe, that they followed my footsteps.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is that you make community leaders out of your children. I don't think it's a better resume.
Right, and they want to continue serving the public, and that's one thing. I said, one thing I told my kids, always treat them with respect, and they will treat you with respect. You never, you know, talk to nobody down. You always treat them with respect, and that's one thing that was given to me by my parents. You always, and we respected our parents and our elderly, or regardless who it was, Joe, we respected them.
Well, you know, we talked about that. There's nothing like a replacement, that nothing replaces experience. We're looking at 40 years, going on 40 now.
40
that
years.
You've been in law enforcement.
Been 28, and altogether after this term will be there 40 years with the county. I served in as a public servant. And like I said, I have over 300 hours, 400 hours as judicial schooling that I have to attend each year. I have to go and update on the new laws and stuff like that, which we have to attend. If we don't attend, they can remove us from the bench. It's a must that we have to attend every year. It's a seminar, it's 20 hours that we have to attend every year, judicial that we have to attend.
We know that you're going to be out there campaigning off county time where it's not related to it, after hours, on weekends. But I'd like to take this opportunity, like I do for everybody, knocking on 100,000 doors in Nueces County right now. Somebody opens the door, they are, because you're in their home right now.
True.
What would you tell them? Why should they keep you in office for a fourth term? Why should they support your mission? And I'd like to put up on the screen, with Dave's permission, the information number if they want a yard sign or help. But why should they vote for you a fourth term?
Joe, the reason is I want to continue to serve the people. First of all, it's their court. And I'll have, like I said, something that they would have a fair, when they come to court, they will feel at ease, be respected. And also, I want to continue also telling them that, you know what, I kept promises that they're going to hear their cases in a timely manner. It's not going to be sitting there, Joe, waiting to be heard. I'm going to set it in a timely manner that they're going to be heard. You know, our court doesn't require to have an attorney in our court. They can represent themselves. But I try to kind of, like I said, like Clego used to say, kind of play referee in a way.
Yes.
And some you have
That's
to.
right.
You know, and I had jury trials that we had attorneys, and they didn't have attorneys. And what I do, I kind of have the attorneys go first to kind of seek and see guidelines so they can go follow the person, follow the lead and stuff like that. And that's what I want to feel, they can feel comfortable. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to continue serving them, that they can come to my court, they can feel comfortable. And I have a staff, Joe, that is so courteous. They, like I said, they represent me. And I tell them, when they come to the office, to the window, you drop what you're doing and attend them. Because they took the time to come to see us. We need to serve them. We're there to serve these people. So that's why I want to continue to serve the community, Joe.
And the number to call, the magic number to call if somebody wants to put up a yard sign, wants to put on a T-shirt, wants to go block walk side by side with you on your mission to deliver justice?
They can contact 241 4535, and so they can call 442-4535. That's Ana Flores, or they can contact me at 960-6303.
And that's 960-6303.
Yes, sir.
And we'll put those numbers up, and we'll also have your information. You also have a Facebook that
Yes,
they
sir.
can like you on now, thousands of people in Nueces County. Yeah. And that's Judge Robert Bobby Balderas.
Yes.
And they can like you and get involved, and you'll be adding some information of that content on there.
Yes, sir. I'll be adding some more contacts and stuff like that.
We're going to have a 2-part or maybe even a 3-part series on Judge Robert Balderas. We're going to be talking about if you are being evicted or you need to get somebody out. We're going to be talking about debt collections. We're going to be talking about other issues the court handles and only the court handles in upcoming shows. We're going to have Judge Balderas on to educate the public and give back. For his 4th term, seeking your vote, he's going to give back to the community and educate you all on that. So we look forward to having you on for a 2nd and a 3rd time between now and March. Judge Robert Bobby Balderas, your judge here in Nueces County. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Counselor. I appreciate it for having me.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with none other than Homero Villarreal, and we're going to be talking about politics, a global perspective, a bird's eye view when we come back.